Hello and welcome. Today we're going to make shirts with our Cricut and a couple new offerings from the Cricut lineup. The first is patterned iron-on. So if you're tired of the plain colors in iron-on, this product is for you. It comes in a huge, wide variety of patterns and colors. This is just a few of those. The second new offering I have from Cricut that we're going to talk about today is the EasyPress Mat. So we've talked about the EasyPress before. The EasyPress is a small press for iron-on, and the mat is a new addition to that lineup. It actually goes under your product to protect your table. So you would lay this mat down, lay our shirt on top, and then we'll press it with the EasyPress. So let's get started. Let's make a shirt. So I've done a few things to prep. First of all, I have my EasyPress plugged in and it's heating up to the proper temperature. Second, I cut both my pattern iron-on and my regular with my Cricut Maker. Now you heard the beep, perhaps, and that means that the EasyPress is ready. So I'm just going to cut the excess off so I can use this sheet for another project. And then I like to use my weeding tools. They are completely optional, but I find it makes weeding just a little bit easier and quicker. So you can see that patterned iron-on. I'm using a blue, and this portion of the design says super. So we'll just get rid of that excess. Get our letters out of the inside. Now, on this one, you're going to want to be careful to leave the middle of those letters. So the P, which we're getting to now, has a center. We want to leave that where it's located. And then the R as well on the end has a center. And we want to leave both of those. So there's our first piece, ready to iron on. And the next portion I made from yellow, and I'm just going to cut this little tiny bit of excess off the end. Now these I attached together in Cricut Design Space before cutting them so that they are spaced how I had them in Design Space. If you do not attach them together, you'll have to locate the top and the bottom section separately, as it will cut them closer together. Mine's going to have the gap in the middle where the super can go right in there. So in this case, we want those middles out of the letters. So if there's any middles in any of these letters, say the D in Dad, then we want to remove those with our weeding tool. Now, doing it this way with the two attached does leave some in the middle that you will waste, but your location is exact and you don't have to play with that when you get ready to make your shirt. Completely up to you which way you want to do it, but I like attaching them. And just that quick, we are ready to make a shirt. Be sure to use the Cricut EasyPress on the surface. Turn it on, bring it up to temperature, and then press it on the shirt for just a couple of seconds just to warm the shirt. Alright, so we are going to press on our super first, and then we are going to add on our words. So let's locate them together. Make sure they're in the proper location. Alright, and now we're going to peel back this yellow portion. We're going to press on the super first. And the next thing we want to do is make sure that it's centered. And I just like to use Something like that. So now that's centered, our EasyPress is ready. So we have the EasyPress mat, our shirt, and then our pattern iron-on with the carrier sheet still attached. Use the heat and time settings for your material, as well as if you're using the EasyPress mat or the towel. You can find those under EasyPress settings on Cricut.com. And the beep indicates that it's done. We just need to let this cool before we lift the carrier sheet. Now that this is cold, we just want to lift the carrier sheet. Now we just need to add on our words. Center them up. Get them located with the patterned iron-on that you already pressed. Make sure they're straight across the bottom. This seems to be a little crooked. Just slightly adjust. Alright, so everything is straight, located appropriately. Now you'll notice that the EasyPress does not cover my whole design. I'll do this portion of the design, move the EasyPress, and do a second press down here. Flip the shirt over, do a press on the back as well before removing the carrier sheet, and the design will be done. If you do not use the attach feature and it cuts the words in two separate pieces, you will need to leave the carrier sheet on. Alright, now we just want to flip our shirt and press on the back. Pressing on the front and the back ensures that everything is adhered well, ready for tons of washings and tons of wear. Don't forget to follow all heat and time settings indicated for your material, as well as if you're using the EasyPress mat or the towel under your project. You want to be sure to follow all those settings that you can find on Cricut.com to make sure your project turns out correctly. We can start lifting this carrier sheet and revealing the magic. Such a cute shirt. So this is shirt 1 done. We have 2 more superhero designs that are perfect for toddler shirts available on thecountrysheetcottage.net. All of them are Cricut designs. You can cut them all with your Cricut and make each of them with patterned iron-on. And we're done. This shirt is so cute. The patterned iron-on is a little something extra special. So easy to make with your Cricut and your Cricut EasyPress. So grab your patterned iron-on and make a few of these shirts. You can find additional designs, superhero designs, on thecountrysheetcottage.net. 3 different shirts, all to make with your Cricut